So has the Prime Minister's message got lost somewhere? Is the Sangh parivar not listening to him? What is really going on here? That's the big debate on the program tonight. Joining us this evening from Kolkata, Sunita Kumar, the spokesperson for the Missionaries of Charity. Sachin Pilot, Rajasthan Congress chief, joins us from Jaipur. BJP leader Subramaniam Swamy joins us from New Delhi. Also with us, Ratan Sharda, RSS thinker and author of The Secrets of the RSS, and Shahid Siddiqui, the editor of Nayi Dunya. Sunita Kumar, if I could ask you first, ma'am, are you surprised at how suddenly Mother Teresa has become a political issue in this country and how politicized her legacy has become today? Has that come as a shock?
Well, you know, to start with, he's been misinformed, and that's why this has surfaced. And of course, I mean, Mother was far from politics. So I don't see any reason why she's been brought into this kind of, area.
Ma'am, what the BJP, some BJP leaders today have cited is her own autobiography and various interviews that she had also given, where she talks about her, how she placed primacy on her faith, how she was a Christian first, and so much has been written about certain values that came from her, that she got from her religion, that she perhaps put above all else. They have cited that as the reason why they believe that her mission wasn't just to help people in that sense, but also to convert.
No, that's not true. Because she was totally focused on working for the poor and taking care of them. And after she left the convent, she moved into this basti, where she picked up the man who she had been seeing before, while she was in school. And her whole focus, all her life has been just working for the poor.
Irrespective of religion, I think
there was no question, and she was above religion anyway.
Okay, Subramaniam Swamy, isn't this a very
she was
unfortunate
above religion, and there was no question of.
Okay, sure, Mr. Swamy, isn't it a very unfortunate controversy that the RSS chief and the BJP today find themselves in on this issue? Many would say rather tasteless to cast aspersions on Mother Teresa and the kind of work that she has done. How would you respond to that criticism, Mr. Swamy?
Well, I don't know what you mean by tasteless, because Christian missionaries do believe in conversion. You want me to respond?
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Swamy.
Nidhi, you want me to respond or somebody else?
No, you, Mr. Swamy.
See, there's nothing extraordinary about nothing extraordinary about Christian missionaries converting, and certainly Mother Teresa was a Christian. About that there's no doubt. She was a Catholic Christian. She had views which many hardline Orthodox Christians had, like she was against abortion. She said no contraception should be resorted to by women. So there are views which she had, which are strictly part of the Orthodox Christianity. Now, all that Mohan Bhagwat said was that she did good, but it got diluted because of the conversion activity. Now, that's something that we have believed in, we have evidence on, and we would be happy to have a debate on whether she did convert or not. But there are other aspects of her which are also very controversial. For instance, her writing a letter to a judge in California that a man called Keating, who had robbed people of $250 million of pension funds, she wrote to the judge saying that he has done a lot for the Christians and he has given me $2.5 million for activities. Therefore, you should think about what Christ would do in such a situation. And he got the public prosecutor to reply, the judge, And he said, you think about, the public prosecutor wrote to Mother Teresa, that you should think about what Jesus Christ would think when people's life savings is cheated and robbed, and the money that he gave you, you should return so that we can give to those people who have been robbed of their pension funds. Now, I mean, this way, the same with Duvalier, the dictator who had butchered so many people.
No, there were controversies. I agree with you.
She went and supported
but Dr.
him.
Swami,
there are other dictators.
Dr. Swami, I agree that there were a lot of controversies regarding, for instance, even the financing. There were lots of people who had written about that. But when Mohan Bhagwat says that, you know, there was a motive behind that service, and that motive was, you know, conversion, then that, in a sense, doesn't that undermine the genuine good work that she did? Because there is, I mean, plenty of counter evidence to suggest that she was taking in people and helping people irrespective of religion, and she was very clear that she didn't believe in forced conversions. So doesn't that in one go just undermine everything that she has done when Mr. Bhagwat says that?
Well,
you know, she was never.
It doesn't undermine. He did himself say that she did good work, but it got devalued because. Now let me complete.
Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Swami. Yeah.
Let me complete. That's what you say, but we know for a fact that you have converted a large number of people, and those names can be given to you at any time. You have even had a controversy on the miracle that you are supposed to have performed. The doctor who treated that person who supposedly the miracle was done has totally denounced what you have said. And these are so many controversies. Now, this is not a new thing. Converting somebody to Christianity is a duty of all Christian missionaries. And they are doing it all over India.
Sunita ji, you wanted to make a comment, and then I'll open this up to the rest of the panel. Yes, please.
No. Yeah, but you know, firstly, there was never any conversion. For instance, if mother found a sick person on the street just lying and suffering, she would naturally give a home to him. And if she knew that he was a Muslim or a Hindu, she wasn't going to convert him to Christianity and take him home. So only when she did not know, then that person would be brought up in their faith, and after he was healed and whatever, then he was set free to go and do whatever he wanted. But somewhere that wasn't conversion, you know. It wasn't in that sense.
Okay, but I wonder though.
All very. I mean, she's above any religion.
Above any religion. So, Sachin Pilot, I mean, you know, politically, why do you think, you know, these comments have been made by Mr. Bhagwat? A week ago, the Prime Minister was saying something else. Mr. Bhagwat says this. I'm coming to Yogi Adityanath in just a moment. But what do you think it is? Good cop, bad cop, or something else?
Well, first of all, I'm not really surprised that these comments are coming now. But I was a bit surprised about the person they chose to make a controversy out of. Now, we all are discussing this lady who's no more amongst us. She was a pure, selfless soul. She could have been a Muslim, a Hindu, a Jain, Sikh, or a Christian. It made no difference. And we all call her mother for a reason. Now, she may not have been Indian, but till her last breath, she served humanity. We are all proud of her. And I would just request some people who are trying to create controversies of the work she did or she didn't do to leave her out of it. I mean, let's fight the political battle on the battlefield and not pick out people who we all are now remembering very fondly. She's not here to speak for herself. But one thing I want to just put on the record, all these controversies were not there 8 months ago. You know, now BJP wants to make a statue or want to, you know, give credit and appreciate people who killed Mahatma Gandhi. Now they're saying Mother Teresa was now only a conversion fanatic, wasn't serving people. The most destitute, the most poor, the most vulnerable. She didn't care. Mr. Swami, I heard you out. Please hear me. I have the patience to hear me. I'm making the point that these controversies of ghar, wapsi, love jihad, conversion, religious conversion, reconversion, All these things were never on the agenda. It took the US President, hear me out, Dr. Swami. The US President came here and showed the merit of the government of India, and only then did the Prime Minister make a comment that all religions are equally respected in India. And here, within a few weeks, you have an important person of the Sangh parivar making a statement, stoking controversies, clearly trying to divert the controversy of the land ordinance and the bill that's pending in Parliament to make sure that there is something even more controversial to go for. I think it's unfortunate. We all condemn it, not as a political party, but any right-thinking Indian will think that they're stooping to lower levels every day.
Dr. Swami, quick response, and then I'll come to our commentators. You know, why Mother Teresa and why now? I mean, after all these years, it was my first question as well. The surprise.
You see, what do you mean? You wanted us to raise it earlier? You mean to say that because she's no more, we can't raise it? Then we shouldn't be talking about so many other personalities in history. What about Hitler? Every day we condemn him. What about Godse? He's dead. Every day these people are talking about it. Let me tell you for the record, nobody from the BJP has ever glorified Mr. Godse. And this constant Congress propaganda is itself a very mischievous thing. It's a lie, and it should not be repeated. I am only saying this, that this is an opinion that Mr. Bhagwat has expressed. He has every right to express this opinion. And large numbers of millions of people in this country believe when Mr. Bhagwat speaks. You don't believe, doesn't matter. You Mother Teresa and glorify her. We are not objecting to that in a democratic society.
Oh, well, interesting. Shekhar Gupta is here with us as well. And so, Shekhar, how does one look at this then?
Look, first of all, Mother Teresa, she's a very respected figure. She's also somebody who's been deified, actually not almost been deified, she's been beatified. But she's also a public figure. So much as I may disagree with Mr. Bhagwat, he is fully within his rights to raise questions about Mother Teresa, and I'm sure there are enough people who will join that argument and defend her. So I think this idea that because somebody became deified, I think this used to be, this also continues with, say, Gandhi. Now, everything Gandhi said doesn't stand the test of time. Gandhian economics, for example. Gandhi's idea that all of India should live in its villages. We should go back to our villages. Doesn't work anymore. In fact, remember even then Ambedkar had said, when Gandhi said India lives in its villages, Ambedkar said, but must it continue to do so forever? So these are things said and done by famous people, which should always be open to debate and discussion. Now, if somebody goes and maybe tries to vandalize something, or somebody goes and maybe burn her effigy, I'd say that's the wrong thing. But this is a point somebody has raised. Other people will counter it. So I don't see. But it's not just I don't see any sacrilege in this.
No. I agree that there should be free debate and discussion. It's not just somebody. It is the RSS chief, and therefore when he says something, people take note of it in a very different way. And two, it comes after the entire controversy with the churches and what the PM said just days earlier. There's been a very strong reaction by the church today to this. They're very angry with this statement.
Look.
Doesn't that hurt what Mr. Modi was trying to do? That's my point.
Look, frankly, that's a different story. Right?
That's a different story.
No, that is not the story. That is not the only story. One story is that Mr. Bhagwat also runs a religious organization. Mr. Bhagwat, his organization, Vishwa Hindu Parishad, also want to, what they call as ghar, wapsi, bring people back to Hinduism. You can agree with it, disagree with it, but they have as much right to convert or reconvert as somebody has the right to convert. Right? So this is an ongoing controversy in India, which has now come to the fore with the rise of BJP in power. It has to be dealt with at an intellectual level. But to say that just because somebody was a very well-respected figure, somebody was a Nobel laureate, somebody helped a lot of poor people, which Mother Teresa did, I'm a fan of hers, we should not debate her. That I think is an obscene notion.
I think that is an important point.
Nobody is God, and in this country, gods are debated. God forbid. Look at Ramayana. Every action of Lord Ram is even now debated. Should he have sent Sita to the jungle or not?
So Shahid Siddiqui, is this just an intellectual debate that we should be having and that we should be open to having, or is there more to this? Do you see a pattern here? Where now I bring in Yogi Adityanath. You have the RSS chief saying something, and then you have another comment on ghar, wapsi and jihadi janoon and a whole host of other things that actually Yogi Adityanath saying anti-national activities only take place where Muslims live. That's another thing he said. So that is that more problematic, the pattern here?
Nidhi, there are two parts to it. Mother Teresa, of course, was a great human being. I was privileged to meet her, and I have all respect and regard for her. But I agree with Shekhar that everybody, including Mr. Bhagwat, has a right to question her motives, and she is too big and too well respected to be down because of some criticism coming from one quarter or the other. That is one part. The other part is what all these people are constantly coming up with, love jihad or ghar wapsi. I have no problem with ghar wapsi, as I have no problem with conversion, because it's part of the constitution. Constitution has given us a right to convert or not to convert, but not through incentives or force. But so far as the motives of these people are concerned, of course they are trying to divide the society, polarize the society, target the minorities, and raise issues which are very controversial and which can, which they think that they will become more popular, they will become stronger in the Hindu society, and they will be able to go across to sections which are opposed to them, which have been opposed to them up till now, and they can get them, in Bihar, if they can break the barriers of the caste, if they can get the votes which Nitish gets, or in UP, Mulayam's, base can be eroded. For that, they will be using all these measures. But if you do it too much, then it's dangerous, and the intellectuals of this country should stand up and say this will not be tolerated, this will not be allowed. This country for 1,000 years has existed very strongly because the people in this country and the intellectuals have stood up to this kind of campaign.
But then Mr. Ratan Sharda, the Prime Minister tried to send a very strong message on the issue of religious tolerance only last week. I come to that same point. Is the parivar not listening to that? Are there sections of the parivar that are not comfortable with that? If you could shed some light.
See, Nidhi, I would like to point out that in the whole speech that Mohan Bhagwat gave, Mr. Bhagwat had about 8 paras. I read the whole speech. The lines about Mother Teresa are just about 2 lines. I would have been happy that they had been taken just as a part of public discourse about another aspect of her personality, which had its own side, rather than creating a controversy which would force many things about Teresa, which should have been kept, under the wrap. I would have been very happy if she had been allowed to, stay at rest, till the kingdom come. But now we have erupted a controversy which was not there. People are saying that she was not doing conversion. I have got umpteen of quotations. I'll just give a few quotations. Now, about her image, German Greer, who is the darling of progressives, she said she is a media-fed icon. Okay. Then she herself has said in 1992 in Scrubs Clinic, California, no one died without receiving special ticket from St. Peter. We call baptism ticket to St. Peter. I would ask if they were seek blessings to wash away their sins. Nobody refused. 29,000 died in Kalighat since 1952. Seeking the blessings. Then she goes on to say that John Paul said that during her beatification, that evangelization mission of church passes through charity, nourished by prayer and listening to God's word. That's Mother Teresa's message. Now I am not going to get into many more quotations, but point is, it's part of missionaries' job to convert. That's their business. That's their life's mission. Why do we shy away from that?